Here we have the Marvel previews, which, as many of you know, Marvel is also known as the House of Ideas. Of late, I feel like it's the house that has run out of ideas. It's just a lot of the same to me. And again, your mileage may vary. In fact, I hope it does. I hope you groan when you hear me say things like that because you're still loving Marvel. Because the world is a better place. The industry is in a better place when lots of people are buying and reading Marvel. I know most LCS owners would very much love for Marvel to have a big renaissance. And so your mileage hopefully varies, but I got to keep it real with you. That's what you guys, you are our supporters and patrons for a reason, and that's because we're honest about how we feel about things. So I'm going to scroll right through all this, and we've got New Ultimate Universe. As we know, we've talked about it a bit. I have zero interest in reading another version of Spider-Man. So yeah. This could be neat. You know, I'm an Avengers mark. This is a Chip Zdarsky helmed, Daniel Acuna drawn miniseries where it's a future state book where the Avengers are basically no more. Could be fun. Good creative team. Haven't seen Acuna, or haven't remembered seeing Acuna on a book in a while, so I'll most likely be checking that out. You can hear my dogs. They're barking at whatever passes by right now. Here's the X books. As you know, this was a point of pure joy for me in recent years. It has now done a complete 180. Here we have a bunch of solicits for miniseries and end of life, some of the ongoing titles as we officially end the era of Krakoa. I have next no interest in seeing this end, so I don't think they're going to be able to do much to make me enjoy the end of it, regardless of how well executed it is. So now, that being said, in the interest of fairness, because we haven't read these stories yet, and I could be wrong, it wouldn't be the first time, I am planning on reading Fall of the House of X, a 5-issue miniseries written by Duggan with art by Lucas Wernick. And I am planning on reading Rise of the Powers of 10, a 5-issue miniseries written by Kieran Gillen with art by R.B. Silva. I don't expect that I'm going to be enjoying them very much, but I am going to give them a try, and maybe they will impress me. And I will come on to a podcast episode and give you a mea culpa and eat some crow. That would be awesome. I'm not getting any of these, though. Not Cable, not Dead X-Men, not Resurrection of Magneto. Not reading Amazing Spider-Man at the moment. Not getting these miniseries. I'm not reading Daredevil. Let's just, you know what, rather than me saying a million times I'm not reading, let's just scroll. I will tell you what I am reading. It'll be easier. I am reading Miles Morales. Going to be a lot of quiet here. I know Vince is probably very excited about these 2099 series. It is a 5-issue miniseries that is coming out all this month, weekly. I am reading Gods, but I did not like the first issue. I am planning on reading Thunderbolts because I think Kelly and Lansing are doing great work on the other books I've read of theirs. I did buy the first issue of White Widow. It's sitting here on my stack. I have not read it yet, but pursuant to what I think of that, will determine if I'm going to continue on with the series. I'm not reading the new Punisher, but I'm very excited for it because our good friend Dave Wachter is doing the art, and that's a big deal to him. I am reading X-Force out of Momentum because I've read every issue of it in all of its forms. Love Robert Gill in his art. I own some pages from his X-Force run earlier in the series. And I think Ben Percy is a good writer, but I have not been a fan of this Beast series storyline, and it has pretty much been the backbone of the entire run. And I thought we were pretty much done with it after the Wolverine Beast battle arc, and now apparently we're still not done with it, and that exhausts me. Still reading X-Men, although not particularly intrigued by the direction here as we wind down Krakoa, as I said, but that's more out of Momentum. They're billing a new Wolverine mini arc, the Sabretooth Wars, where he's going up to battle. He's going up against Sabretooth, and apparently Sabretooth has a Legion of Sabretooth now, so I'm not sure how that works, but could be cool. This is the kind of thing that's always, I mean, it's hard to say you're a lifelong Wolverine fan and not say you're into the idea of a big battle between Wolverine and Sabretooth. So I'm hopeful that this will be a fun arc. I am planning on reading Captain Marvel. I have not read the first issue yet, but assuming it doesn't disappoint me, I will continue apace. I am reading and enjoying Avengers. It's not bowling me over like some of my all-time favorite Avengers runs, but it certainly does feel much more like the Avengers I want to be reading than the long Jason Aaron era. I stopped reading Blade. I read the first 4 issues and I'm out, in part because, as you can see, this artist Valentina Pinti is not Elena Casagrande, I can tell you that much. So if you're not going to give me Casagrande art or someone of her caliber, it's hard to, you're not going to keep me on a book like Blade. I am reading Guardians of the Galaxy. That's another Kelly Lansing book with Kev Walker on art. I am reading Fantastic Four. I gotta say, this is a really cool Alex Ross cover, by the way. So, here for that. I am reading Avengers, Inc. I am reading Doctor Strange. We're up to issue number 11 of Jed MacKay's run. Here we've got a bunch of Star Wars comics, which I'm reading 0.0 of, so we're going to scroll quickly. And I believe we're going to get to the, yes, here we go, the collection. Okay, collected editions. As always, there's a lot of them. This is ROM Volume 2. That's a no-brainer. The Romnibus. The Grunwald Cap is a long-awaited run. This has the Serpent Society and many of the quirky characters that I fell in love with. It was just, I was the right age at the right time for this stuff, and I have a huge nostalgic pull towards this content, so I'll definitely be getting that omnibus. And I think that's it for the omnibus. We'll scroll quickly, but I'm pretty sure that's it for me. There's lots, as you can see, of other omnibu, including many that are resolicited. And then we're getting to the collections, which I'm not getting any of. So there you have it. Very, very sparse. Arguably, no, not arguably, absolutely the least amount of Marvel that I've ever bought and read in my lifetime, in close to 40 years of being a Marvel reader. So there you have it. I'll sign off now, and when we come back, we will look at the main previews catalog.